Alright, what you guys are looking at right now is the final plate. You guys can see this is the stew chicken right here. Complementing it will be the white rice, corn, again my pickle, cucumbers and tomatoes. I will make another video about that. We got fresh lettuce on the side as well. Alright, here goes my little nephew right now. He couldn't wait to dig his hands into the stewed chicken. Let me know how it tastes.
Amazing.
It's good? You like it?
I can finish this whole plate right now.
What's happening, YouTube? Jugger here. Check it out, people. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a beautiful morning, a beautiful Monday. You guys know that I do YouTube for a living, so I'm not at work today. I'm not at school today. I love to make gaming videos, and that's what I do. But aside from gaming videos, man, I love to eat. You guys see how big I am? You guys, you know what I mean? Food is a gourmet, you know what I mean? I like to eat, you probably like to eat, you know what I mean? You got the fast food joints, the McDonald's, the Wendy's, the Burger King, the In-N-Out Burger, the White Castle. When you're tired of eating stuff like that, you just want some good home-cooked food. You want to make some soul food. And you guys are like, Joe, you make soul food? Yes, because actually I was raised by an African-American family. That's probably why I sound like this sometimes when I'm talking. Like, Joe, you're so ghetto. I'm not ghetto, man. It's just because my slang comes from my step cousins that actually, you know, when I grew up like this. So they actually cooked a lot of soul food, and I actually picked up along the way how to cook. Now you guys are saying, Jug, I thought you was in the military, that's where you learned to cook. No guys, I was in the military for 4 years, active duty, but I did not learn. The military did not teach me how to cook. I was still eating the McDonald's, the fast food and stuff like that. But once I got married, right, you know what I'm saying, you're a gamer, that's what I do, and you're tired of eating that cup noodles, that ramen noodles, you know, you're living on that machinima budget, and you're like, man, I gotta get that cup noodles for the month, you know what I mean? But no, that's, in my circumstance, no, I like to eat good, you know what I'm saying? I like to eat good, and I do like to cook. One of my hobbies is cooking, so this is my first cooking video, and I'll show you guys today actually how to make stew chicken. So now you got a little bit of my background. Now you guys understand where my food is coming from, because sometimes it's good to know the history of the lines of your food that you're eating. For example, Mexican, Asian, you know, you got Caribbean, which I'm going to show you guys actually how to cook today, is stewed chicken. Alright, so the first thing you need to do is to actually get the meat. Alright, we got the drumettes. We're cooking actually 3 different types of chicken today in one pot, which is a great thing because, you know, some people don't like to eat the portions, some people don't like to eat the chicken wings, some people just like to eat the drums itself. But today we're gonna actually mix it all up in one pot, and we are going to get this gourmet going, because man, I call this my own chef boy or jugger. No, actually that's not chef boy or jug. That's right, chef boy or jug stews chicken. Alright, chef boy or jug stew chicken. So what you want to do is to get these little drumettes right here. So that's what we're gonna cook. The drumettes. We're gonna cook the wings. Alright, you guys are like, Jug, what is that? Why does it look so gross? Because, you know, when you go to KFC, man, the chickens are like, well, they're not like this, you know what I mean? They're already like, they're already pre-made for you guys to eat it. Now this is actually cooking chicken from scratch. You got the portions as well. The portions is between the wing and the fin. You got the portion. So I'm actually cooking an entire chicken wing, but I'm cooking it separate as well. So now we're cooking 3 different types of chicken today. We got the wingettes, the drums, and the original wings. Alright, now what you're gonna need to make this recipe work and this chicken to come out beautiful is a couple of things. It's not very hard to figure out. You just need tomatoes. You need, now for this type, since I'm cooking 4 packs of chicken, you're going to need at least 3 or 4 tomatoes. Depends on how juicy you want to make your gravy. Alright, gravy is essential because when you eat it with the white rice on the side or the fried rice on the side, I recommend using white rice or rice and peas for the stewed chicken. Do not use fried rice because it does not go well. It's not Chinese food, again, it's soul food. So you're gonna want to use, I'm probably gonna use about, because I want to make a side dish on the side, which is pickled cucumbers and tomatoes. I'll show you guys in a different video if you guys want to know how to do that. You guys will see it at the end in my plate, my final plate. And if you want me to show you guys how to do that, it won't be as long as this video, this intro, because I do want to, you know, talk to you guys, you know what I mean? I want to, you know, to show you guys a different side of Jug besides gaming. So I'm just more vlogging and cooking right now, you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to mix things up a little bit. Alright, so we got the tomatoes. I'm probably going to use three tomatoes. Okay, 3 big tomatoes. You guys see these 3 tomatoes? Yes. Now you're also gonna want to have, I'm gonna use about two big green peppers, and I'm also gonna use 2 big red peppers. Now what this does is actually give the food flavor, and I'm gonna show you guys actually how to blend this up and make it so that you have a good tasting gravy, so that your chicken doesn't come out dry. All right, now that we have that, you want to get garlic. Now you like, Jug, so much garlic, man. I don't like garlic, I'm allergic to garlic. No guys, you do not need to use this whole garlic. You just need just a little bit off the side. All right, just that much garlic, and you don't even have to use this big, because this is actually a big garlic for what you're actually cooking. But I probably end up using this whole one, and you're gonna want to chop it up into thin little slices so that it dissolves, so that you don't taste the actual garlic like you're eating it, right? You're just gonna want to have it to dissolve in the gravy, so it has a little nice tangy taste to it. All right, now the next thing you're gonna want to have is carrots. Now you guys are probably like, Jug, come on man, baby carrots, man, I thought you was a grown man. But guys, baby carrots, for the traditional, comparing it to the traditional carrots, you know, the one that Bugs Bunny eat, what's up doc, right? Those actually taste good as well. I started using those in the beginning, but when I tried this one time. You guys can see half the bag is already gone because I did make this dish before. So I'm gonna use the rest of the bag to show you guys actually how to make this gourmet. But baby carrots come out and taste so much better than regular traditional carrots. You actually boil these down to the point where they actually dissolve in the gravy, and they do come out juicy as well. Some of them actually do survive the heat, and they do come out and they actually make an excellent taste that complements the chicken. All right, so now that you got that, you're also gonna need lime. Now you guys are like, Jug, lime? How much stuff are you gonna put in this thing? Well, lime is not to actually make the chicken, but you actually have to kill the bacteria in the chicken first. All right, because this is raw chicken. Again, you guys can see that has blood dripping all over it, because this just came fresh out of the wherever they manufacture it from, right? Or the produce section, whatever you want to call it. This just came straight from the meat department, and it still has the blood and stuff on you. Like, Jug, ew, that's so gross. But yes, when you cook, you have to kill the germs in it, the bacteria. You have to get rid of the blood. All right, so lime, and which brings us, oh, I don't even have my salt on my table, but I do have a salt shaker. But you're gonna want to have to use salt. Salt and lime will kill the bacteria in the chicken, bringing it down to the point where it's edible. That's the first step, and I'll show you guys in a few seconds actually how to do that. So now we got lime, we got salt. So again, we got the chicken, the tomatoes, the red peppers, the green peppers, the baby carrots. That's the first steps in learning how to make Chef Boy or Jug's stew chicken. Next, after you have all of those ingredients, the main ingredients, you're going to need the side ingredients as well. I'm talking about salt, black pepper, a little bit of hot sauce. You know, you can use any type of hot sauce. Tabasco, maybe just give a little bit of extra zang in your food, but nothing too extravagant. Louisiana is a pretty good one. I recommend Louisiana. I don't have that on me right now, but the Louisiana hot sauce is good. It's good, man. It's great. And you're going to have a little bit of this lemon seasoning pepper. If you guys can see that, lemon seasoning pepper. That's pretty good. And it's gonna help you out with the flavor. Now, when you cook chicken, sometimes if you're trying this the first time, you're probably like, Jug, I have to watch a video over to find out how you got it tasting so good. Well, how you get the color in your food like that. Because man, I tried this in the military. I did, and over time it did get better. And I'm sure you guys how best it got today. Now, when I first tried it, I didn't use all these ingredients. I tried just a little bit, a half and half and stuff like that, and mixed it up, and it came out tasting like plastic. Now, if your chicken come out tasting like plastic, that's mean that you didn't have enough, you didn't give it enough time once you're seasoning it with all of these seasons that I showed you guys. That I showed you guys, right? Like the hot sauce, the lemon pepper, the salt and stuff like that. That's the part of your seasoning. Now, when you actually use the tomatoes and carrots and green pepper and red pepper, that's also part of your seasoning group, okay? Seasoning is essential to give the chicken taste and flavor. You do not want it to come out having a plastic taste, all right? Now once you actually, you kill the bacteria, you kill the germs, you're gonna want to have to marinate it. Now, marinating is the best process. I do love cooking, But marinating is the best process because over time you let it marinate for 1 hour. Marinating means you put all the seasoning in one bowl or the pot, wherever you want to cook in, or a bowl. Then you transfer from the bowl to the pot, the chicken. You just put all of your seasons, like the peppers, the tomatoes, the black pepper and stuff like that. You let it sit, you let it sit for 1 hour, and that will give it all the juices and stuff, like from the tomatoes and stuff, will seep into the chicken, into the meat. And when you cook it and you use all these spices and stuff like that, it will actually come out tasting beautiful because you gave it time for the chicken to absorb all of the vegetables or the fruits. Sometimes people cook it with fruits and like wine and stuff like that, but that's a different topic. But let's get back to what we're talking about today. Now you're like, okay, so I use all of that stuff, Jug. My chicken still tastes like plastic, but it tastes a little bit better than plastic. Maybe it tastes like, I don't know, it's not gym socks, you know what I mean? But it tastes good, but it still doesn't have enough, flavor to it. I need to, Jug, what can I do to make it to have more flavor? Now, that's where your sauces come in. Now, I'm using this Panda Express sauce. It's called Kung Pao sauce. You got, the Kung Pao chicken? Well, this is the Kung Pao sauce, and I actually picked this up at the grocery store as well. And this is what will give it its flavor, okay? Now, this is so beautiful. I love this thing. Oh my God, I love this thing. Oh. I asked my wife, when we go to Panda Express, I get double order of Kung Pao sauce, right? Because of this sauce. This sauce will have your chicken tasting like you're in heaven. All right. Now you made all the food and everything. You're like, oh yeah. You maybe have a date tonight. You want to cook for your date. Maybe you have family coming over. You want to treat them to a nice meal. Home cooked food actually does good for the stomach. You know what I'm saying? So if you have the good tasting food, but you're like, Jug, why does my chicken look white? You're like, man, it don't look like KFC's brown chicken. You're like, Jug, I want that same look. Now, cooking is also about, taste, texture, coloring, and presentation. All right? So those are some categories you're going to want to fill in the blanks to have a good meal. So now that I showed you guys the visual, just a little bit, you're going to want to get the coloring up in your chicken so it doesn't look white after you make it and it tastes good. You're going to want to use some mole. Now, you guys are probably like, Jug, what the heck is mole? Now, my wife actually introduced me to this because she's Hispanic, of course, and I'm from the islands. Don't be mad because I'm light skinned. I'm saying that's just how it came out. So, mole is what you use to give the chicken its color. Now, the difference between mole and browning, it depends on where you're at in the United States, because I'm actually in the United States. And if you go to your local grocery market, local grocery store, and you do not see mole, sometimes you might see mole, sometimes you don't. You want to give your chicken coloring. You want that brown color like KFC. So there's actually another sauce or another coloring that's called browning. Now, if you use browning, you have to be very careful with browning, because this little much of browning, just that little much, can actually make a disaster this big. You know what I mean? So if you get browning, just pour a little bit into the cup and put it over the chicken, and that will give it its brown color. Now, the thing about mole is you have to use, it's not as lethal as browning, but the mole, you take about 2 scoops out of it, you put it in the pot and you stir it up once you're cooking. I'll show you guys in the video actually how to do that as well. This might be a long video, but it's very educational, informative, because I'm trying to show you guys actually how Jug gets down when he gets in the kitchen. Alright? Because your boy knows the history. Trying to give you some history, guys, today. It's Monday, you guys are at school. Maybe you come home, now you still get a history lesson. Maybe at work. Some females might be watching this, but like, man, I love the way how he explained things, because now it makes sense to me, unlike those other cooking channels, they just go straight into making the meal, and they be like, man, how your chicken came out so good, and you're like, my chicken didn't come out like that. But you look at this video and you keep rewatching the show to your friends, then you'd be like, wow, he actually went into detail, and now my chicken came out good. So you are welcome if you're watching this video for the second time. And if you're watching it for the first time, let's continue. Alright, so mole or browning, do not use both, okay? Do not use both mole and browning, because your chicken will come out black. Alright, you don't want that, alright? So that's what we have. We have everything that we need. Just one more rundown really quickly. We got the chicken. You know what I'm saying? We got the portions, the drumstick, the wings, depends what you want to cook. But I'm going to cook all 4 of them because I do have a big family. You know what I mean? I married my wife. And, Hispanics, they have a big family. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to be stereotypical or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? She's next to me right now. She might smack me. I knew that was coming. I just said that because I knew she was next to me. Sometimes you got to have fun in your marriage. Been married for almost a year now. So we're still young in our marriage. And it's coming beautiful. Sometimes you got to put that little excitement. You know what I mean? So...
Oh, you almost made me cry.
Oh, see, my wife is next to me, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so I mean, I do look young, you know what I'm saying? But I'm 27 years old, you know, did high school, graduated high school, you know, went to the military, so 4 years in college doing the YouTube thing, and plus cooking on the side, you know what I'm saying? So around all, I do make a good husband for my wife, right, baby?
Oh yeah.
All right. So
except he doesn't make the rice. I do.
Oh yeah, I don't make the rice, but we'll touch on that at the end of the video, okay? I do not make the rice, but I do make the meat. All right, so let's get back into it really quickly. Enough. I give you guys a little bit of my background, a little bit of what I do today, and showing you guys how to make this food. So at least you get a little bit insight of who I am. So maybe you may want to smack that subscribe button and stay tuned to my channel. All right, so we got the wings, we got the wingettes, we got the tomatoes, we got the green peppers, the red peppers. I'm doing this just to make sure you guys have it as well. We got the lime, so you guys don't forget. We got the salt, we got the mole or browning, we got the little bit of hot sauce, we got the black pepper, and we got the lemon seasoning, lemon pepper seasoning as well. You guys just heard my dog in the background. I do have a dog. Man, I'm such a family man. Damn, a dog, a house, a wife. Where the kids at? On its way. Okay, on its way. I remember I just got married. Now I'm saying marriage before kids. Is that how it goes? Mm-hmm. Alright, you know what I'm saying? Alright. So now my wife will be making the rice, and this is what she uses. Now I might do a different video showing you guys how to do the rice. My wife might teach me, and I'll take time to practice that and show you guys how to do the rice. If you guys want to see more cooking videos from me, it wouldn't be as long as this video, for the simple fact I'm just trying to show you guys who I am and just what I do. Now this rice is not the rice, the box rice you buy and you put it in the microwave with some water and it boils up and you eat it. It's food, I gotta eat it, and it's not good. But this rice is actually scratch rice. What I mean by scratch rice, you start from scratch, alright? You see this rice? That's how it came out from the grain, alright? And that's how you make good white rice. And I'll show you guys later how to do that. And that's gonna complement the chicken even more as your dish when you eat. You do not just wanna make chicken and not have a side dish. Come on, man. Come on.
Don't make yellow rice with it. Don't ever cook your yellow rice with this.
Alright, now remember I told you guys do not use fried rice with stewed chicken. Well, my wife is telling you guys do not use yellow rice as well. So maybe white rice is your best option when cooking this gourmet, which is Chef Boy R Jugs stewed chicken.
I'll show you how to make it. It's not gonna take that long.
Alright, so now let's get into the cooking. Alright, enough delay in the process. Now we got all the ingredients. Of course, you have to have a kitchen, right? Make sure you guys have a kitchen to cook in, and make sure you have your knives and stuff like that as well. And don't forget your cutting board. Now, when you're cooking, make sure you have a hat on or some knit or whatever you want to put on your head, hairnet, so that your hair doesn't get into people's food. You want to be sanitary. I'm all about being sanitary. Wash your hands at all times, and wash your fruits and vegetables as well, alright? Because sometimes they might have some bacteria in there as well that you want to get rid of. Remember, when you're preparing food, you got to be very careful because you're serving it to other people and you do not want people to end up in the hospital, alright? So that's how we do. So enough about the sanitary conditions, enough about the ingredients, enough about the meat. Now let's get straight into the first step. Alright, let's go. Step number 1 is to take your chicken and to make sure that you wash it, and you need to let it sit at least for 1 hour, because again, remember, you have to take the lemon/lime for it to actually kill the bacteria. So that's the first step, as well as using salt. And I'll show you guys actually how to do that right now. So now what I like to do personally, the first thing is to do, make sure you do not have any jewelry while cooking, okay? Gotta be safety first. Now, the next thing you want to do is to take all the chicken that you have that you're gonna cook. Now, a lot of people like to put it in a bowl, right? They like to put it in a bowl and then transfer it from the bowl later on to the pot. Now, I don't like to do that because, number one, it wastes a bowl. Now, you see how you have the chicken that has the blood and stuff all over it? You want to wash that out and to kill the bacteria. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure you have your pot. Again, I advise using against the bowl because you don't want to transfer the chicken to a bowl later on. Just have the pot that you're going to cook in to wash the chicken and marinate it as well. But before we get to that step, let's talk about killing the bacteria in the chicken. Now, you don't want to just wash it, just take all the blood out and stuff like that, drain it. I'm going to use it on this side so you guys can actually see. Just do it like that, just drain out all the blood and stuff like that, and just throw the chicken into the pot. Alright, just throw the chicken into the pot just like that. That's the wings right there. Remember, we're cooking 4 different types of chicken. Different parts of the chicken, I should say. Alright, then we got the wingettes. I'm going to pop this open right here, you guys can see. And here it is right here. And I'm going to drop it into Let me turn the water off because you guys can't probably hear me too well. So there goes the drumettes. Now we have the portions. Again, remember, for my whole family. So this amount should suffice for us for today. And as well, if you love the chicken so much, save some for tomorrow. Alright, now this is the portions. And we're going to throw this into the pot as well. Now make sure that there's no plastic on there, like the plastic thing that comes like this with the chicken. And we got one more drumettes. My family, they do love the drumettes or the drumsticks that's part of the chicken. And I do love it as well because to me that's probably the most delicious part besides the portions. The fin, I'm not such a big fin fan because I do love meat. No homo. Alright, there it goes right here. Now you guys see how this has actually like extra skin and fat and stuff like that. You just want to pull that off because that's not healthy. Alright, just pull it off, pull it apart. Chicken is still young, not been cooked yet. Just pull it apart, get rid of it, and just throw your chicken in the pot just like that. And that's what you should have right about now. Alright, this is all your chicken that you're going to cook. It's fine, make sure you wash your hands because you can touch the chicken as much as you want. Just make sure you sanitize yourself first. The next thing you need to do is to get lemon. Now because I'm cooking 4 of these packs of chicken, you're going to need at least 2 big lemons. And if you're using the small regular limes, then make sure for this amount of chicken that you at least use about 5 limes. Alright, but I do have 2 big lemons right here. And this is what it looks like after you cut it. Now what you're going to want to do is to squeeze it. I don't have my squeezer around here. But if you got a squeezer, you should use a squeezer. But you guys are going to see me do this manually. Alright? This is how you do it. Oh, squeezing that juice all over the chicken. That's how you do it. It's okay to get the seeds in there. There's nothing wrong with that. Because later when you wash out the chicken, the seeds are just going to fall right out the pot. Alright? I'm going to show you guys right now. Oh, this is a good one. I've never used such a big lime lemon in my life, man. This is what happens when you live in one of the biggest states in the United States. Everything's bigger here for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Babe, that's actually input. See, so proud.
I am.
Stay loud and proud. I'm black and I'm proud. Alright. You guys can see me. Look. You can show them right here. I'm squeezing the lemon into the chicken. Make sure you guys get all that residue in there of the lemon. Just you're gonna wanna have to make sure you use all of the lemon. Alright, so now we squeeze the entire lemon out. We still got a little bit more to go. You can show them. Make sure you get it on there good. Alright. Now once you get all the lemon out, next thing to do is to take your salt and pour the salt all over the chicken like this. Come on, you can show them. Don't be scared. There's nothing but salt. Like that. Now, you want to have to average it because you don't want it to be too salty. And that should be enough right there. Again, if you put too much salt in the chicken, it's going to come out salty because all of the salt is going to absorb the chicken. You do not want to have too much salt. And you guys see me put a little bit extra salt in there because again, I'm cooking 4 packs of chicken, different parts of the chicken. Alright, after you put the salt and the lime in, you're going to want to put the water on and just let it fill up with the chicken in the pot. Now, while the water is actually pouring onto the chicken, you can actually just, stir it up with your hands. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm using 1 hand, but you can use 2. Give it a little bit better extra mixture, but because of this point of view, I'm just going to use 1. And I'm going to stir just a little bit longer to mix it up so that the lime, the lemon, and the salt goes all over at least every single part of the chicken. But once you let this sit for 1 hour, the lime action, the salt action will kill the bacteria and the germs within the chicken. Alright, you just have to put enough water that it actually covers all of the chicken like this. Like that. Like right there, it's fine. Now, just mix it up just a little bit more to make sure that all of the chicken, you can show them, that all of the chicken gets that lime and lemon into the skin and to the meat. Alright, and just like that. I just want to give it a little bit more extra mixtures. And voila! Right there like that. You just let the water and the chicken sit with the lime and the salt in there for 1 hour. This will kill all the germs and the bacteria once again. So now once this part is finished, I will be back to show you guys the next step, which is marinating the chicken. Alright, so it's been exactly 1 hour since we let the salt and the lime kill the bacteria in the chicken. As you guys can see, this is what's going to look like an hour after. Right, you guys see all this stuff? All this stuff is going to get thrown out. All this is the bacteria. Now the next step after you do that is to wash the chicken out. You guys are going to see me do that right here. You can show them right here. Turn it around a little bit. I need 2 hands for this. Alright, so I'm going to throw all the water out. Oh, let me do it on this side. I'm sorry. I'm doing this side. Throw all the water out. You see? Now the seeds from the lime/lemon, they're all falling out. Just like I said in the previous section of the video. Make sure you get all of that water, all that gunk out. Alright? Now, you're going to have to wash the chicken out now. From straight fresh water. Now you can see me pouring the water on. I really don't like to use hot water. I prefer cold water over the hot water. But either temperature is fine. Doesn't matter. Warm, hot, cold. This is steaming hot. Alright. I'm going to have to wash out the lime and salt now that you just put in the chicken. So let me do that right here. This is a pretty good amount of chicken. I should have cooked a little bit more. Alright. Wash the chicken out. Got all that gunk. You guys see all that gunk? All that gunk. Oh, my chicken! I hope you guys do have fun cooking, because cooking is fun. Alright. Now once you... Ow! Now once you do that, my finger got stuck between the pot and the sink. And crushed my finger. Alright. Next thing after you do that is to make sure you have your vegetables and everything that you need to set up to season the chicken. So step 2, season/marinate the chicken. We're gonna do that right now. Now I already pre-cut some carrots. You guys can see right here. I pre-cut some carrots because carrots do take a little bit long time to cut. So I don't want to show you guys me cutting all the carrots up, but I will show you guys actually how to cut these vegetables up. We have our tomatoes again, our green pepper, red pepper, carrots, and garlic. Alright, that's what we need right now to make our seasoning. Okay guys, don't forget that you need to cut the carrots up. I'm going to show you guys actually how to cut the carrots and the vegetables up. Don't forget we got the red pepper, the green pepper, the tomatoes, and the garlic. Now, one important thing is to wash the vegetables out with water. Just rinse it over the vegetable and it will be good to go.
There's vegetables?
Yeah, because I meant to say fruits. You know what I'm saying? But we're not making fruits today. We're making chicken. Maybe I show them later how to make a smoothie. So let's get into it right now as we cut up our seasoning. Now in the stores they actually do sell pre-made seasoning, all chopped up and grind it into like a little jar. They do sell that in the produce aisle, and you can actually pick that up. But me, I like to make my seasoning from scratch because I do prefer to having the fresh taste of the fresh vegetables. Alright, now you can actually cut these up small, but I like to cut them up big. Either way, it doesn't matter. I just like to cut them up big because when they do go into the pot, they end up just shrinking and just disappearing into the gravy. So either way, you don't see it at all. I'm just gonna split these ones up again because of how much chicken, the amount of chicken I'm cooking. You're going to need to double the vegetables and stuff like that. I'm cooking for a family of 8 or 9, I believe. So it's a pretty big family, and this amount of chicken should work well for our family. Now I'm all a little bit messy right now, but you guys gonna see how beautiful it looks once I finish cutting it up. And then you're like, Jug, but what did I do with all of this stuff when I finish? And I'm gonna show you guys after. Gotta be careful when you cut, you know what I mean? Don't cut yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Don't wreck yourself. All right. We got the tomatoes next. Doesn't that look like a beautiful arrangement of colors right here? Look at all these vegetables. I love it. I love it. And I hope you guys are actually enjoying my video, my first gourmet chef video. Chef Boy Art Jug Stew Chicken. How to make it. Alright. A little bit garlic right here. Might as well chop this up too as well, because we're going to need it for our seasoning. Now the thing about the garlic is I like to make this one thin as possible. Okay? Thin as possible. I do not like to make it big slices like the tomatoes, the green pepper, and the red pepper. And the reason being is because nobody really likes to eat garlic. You know what I mean? Nobody likes to taste the garlic in their mouth. What you're doing this is so that it dissolves in the pot, so you have a really nice stew, which is a really nice gravy at the end, which you can actually add to the rice that you're cooking. Again, we are using white rice, not fried rice or yellow rice. White rice. And that's actually on the stove right now. I'm going to show you guys in a different video how to make white rice using a crock pot, but we will make the rice from scratch. Now these are super still chunky of garlic, so we're gonna want to chop them up as thin slices as much as we can. Alright, but don't forget these still will dissolve in the gravy, so you don't got to worry about it if you don't want to chop them up into thin little slices. But me, preferably, this is the way I make it. Alright, just a little bit more. And we got it. Alright, so now the next thing you want to do, I'm about to show you. Alright, now you got all of this stuff chopped up. You got your carrots, your green pepper, your red peppers, your tomatoes, and your garlic. You're going to want to take all of this and transport it to your pot of chicken. And I'm going to show you guys right now what that looks like. Alright, now that you have done what I told you to do, the next step is to transport all of this into the pot. And this is what it's going to look like. Alright, just throw it in there, mix it up all together, throw it in there. Alright, this is what your seasoning is going to make the chicken have some good taste. This is the beginning steps. You can get the seed in there as well, because it's just going to dissolve into the gravy. Alright, don't forget about the carrots. Where you at, carrots? Alright, and once you got all of that in there, I'm going to show you guys the next step right now. You have to get your Kung Pao sauce. This is it right here. Before we do get to the Kung Pao sauce, I just want to take this moment and say I'm sorry. When I had my table laid out in the beginning of the video, the first 19 minutes of the intro, I forgot to show you guys what my table looked like with all of the meat and the seasonings and the vegetables and stuff like that. So my sincere apologies. I can make a short version for you guys next time. I'll probably end up doing that, but hopefully this will help you out to making that Chef Boy Art Jugs stew chicken. Alright, so before we get to the Kung Pao sauce again, you have all of your vegetables, your seasoning that you just made in the pot with the raw chicken. Alright? Now it's time to actually season it, and we're going to look at lemon pepper, salt, Kung Pao sauce, and a little bit of hot sauce with black pepper. Alright, so first things first is to take a little bit of the lemon sauce. Oh, let me do it on this side of your lemon pepper, and just sprinkle it all over. Alright, want to get a good amount in there depending on how much chicken you are cooking. This will give it its flavor. Alright, that looks about right. Then the next thing you want to do is take some salt itself and just put it in the pot as well. But you don't want to gotta be careful with the salt when you put it, because you don't want the food to come out extra salty. Alright, so that should be enough. Remember that when you put the chicken in lime with salt to kill the bacteria, that salt that you put in before seeped into the chicken. A little bit of hot sauce. Again, I recommend Louisiana to give it a little nice little zing. Not a lot. Alright, that should do. That's actually a little bit extra, but that should do. It should work out fine and properly. Now we got a little bit of black pepper in it. Alright, that's perfect right there. And the Kung Pao sauce, I recommend using half a bottle if you're using 2 packs. But because we are using 4 packs, we'll use the whole bottle. Alright? Make sure you get all of that in there, because this thing is a little bit expensive. It's like almost $4. $3.88 for this sauce itself. And if you were here right now, you can smell it. It smells good. It smells real good. Now you do not need the pipe. You don't need the pipe, no water, no nothing. All you need is your 2 hands. Make sure you are sanitary, keeping up with washing your hands properly. And then once you're in there, you have to get straight into the chicken, because you gotta make all the seasoning blend in and seep into the chicken, so you have to stir it. Now it's best if you use your hands, because the fork or spoon or pot spoon will not get all of this seasoning into the chicken itself, and that's what you want. This is what's gonna give it its flavor. Remember, I spoke about that earlier in the video. That's what you gotta do. It's just to mix it up with your hands. You gotta get it really good. You don't have to get dirty with your chicken, okay? It's like you're fighting the chicken. See, I went all the way down to the bottom, and there's some chicken that's still white. Well, this one have a little bit of seasoning on it, but you want every chicken to have seasoning. You do not want to discriminate, all right? Because you want all the chicken to come out good. Even though when it boils in the pot, it'll still reach all the chicken, but you need to do this. This is manual labor right here, by the way, guys. And you guys can see, if you look all the way down there, we have a little bit of juice. Now that juice, well, you really can't see right now, but there's a lot of juice down there, and that's what's gonna give it its flavor. All right, and we're gonna work on the color next with the mole after it marinates for 1 hour. All right, and I'm gonna tell you guys what marinating means after I finish stirring and mixing up the seasoning with the chicken. All right, yeah, that looks good. Now the color, it looks a little bit brown, right? But the chicken is still white. And I'll tell you guys once we start cooking, we're gonna touch on that subject and how to make your chicken look brown and crispy and ready to eat. Now this is still in the formula of the raw stages, because the chicken has not cooked yet. Now that looks good right there. All the chicken looks like it's seasoned properly. You guys can see. Show them, babe. Focus it a little bit. Can I focus? Okay, this is a chicken right here. Again, it's still raw, but it does have a lot of seasoning on it. You can barely see it because of the light situation, but put the camera over the pot, baby, so they can see. And this is what it looks like once it's seasoned. Okay, now you're gonna have to let this okay, baby, put it up. All right, so now you're gonna want to cover it with your pot cover. Back at me. And then you're gonna want to let the chicken sit here for 1 hour to marinate. That's what marinating means. Let the chicken sit in the seasoning for an amount of time, so that the seasoning can seep into the chicken, and that way the chicken tastes delicious when it comes out. So we're gonna just wait for 1 hour, let this marinate, and we'll be right back in just a few seconds, because I'm gonna cut the video, of course, so you guys can actually see what's the next step. Now after this step is the actual cooking part, the fun, most exciting part you guys are waiting for, and that's in that section. I'll show you guys how to cook it, how to get that brown flavor, and after that I'll show you guys what it looks like once it comes out with the white rice, of course, that we have, you know, boiling up right now, and as well a little bit of pickles that I will make from scratch, cucumbers, tomato pickles. And in another video I can show you guys how to do that, and it won't be as long as this video. Since this is my first cooking video, I just want to go in depth. All right, now I'm having fun. Just let me have fun. I hope you guys enjoy watching it. Smack that thumbs up button if you enjoy. All right, guys, it's been 1 hour since we marinated the chicken. Let's move on to the next step, which is the fun part, the cooking. Don't forget, remove any jewelry that you have. Safety first. All right, now we are going. I forgot to add in the beginning of the video to have vegetable oil on hand. What you're gonna do with this is to take about 4 scoops in the cork or in the cap, depends on where you live at, you call it differently, and put it into the 4 sides of the pot. What this is gonna do is allow the chicken not to be stuck at the bottom of the pot. Again, just put on the 4 sides like you're christening a baby, and that way it'll run down to the sides of the pot, to the bottom of the actual pot. And that's vegetable oil again, which is the best type of oil to use. And now your chicken is still white, you guys can see. You're gonna want to add some mole, Again, use browning if you have it available. What this is gonna do is to give it the coloring, so you can have that nice crisp stew brown look at the end of your finished product, which is Chef Boyardee Jugs Stew Chicken. Now this thing is very hard and difficult to take out of the jar, so you might want to be like my wife and just cut it up, put a knife in there and just slice it up a little bit. Now you should put 2 big scoops, because I'm taking it out a little bit by chunks. I'm just gonna put 4 little small scoops in there. You guys see me doing it right here, and this is actually going to give the chicken its color. Should I add a little bit more?
Just one more.
All right. It looks like caca, I know, but guys, like that. That's fine. All right. My wife knows all about mole. Again, this is a Mexican Hispanic thing right here, mole. And if you're from the islands, you will use browning. Either one will get your chicken coming out with a nice color at the end. You want to light the stove, put it on high first, and let it cook for about an hour and a half. But every 5 minutes, just make sure you're up and running, and make sure that you are, come over here, make sure that you are stirring. Ah, that's hot. Safety first. Can I have the mittens? Thank you. Make sure that you have the proper equipment, like my mitts you just seen, and you have to stir the pot up, okay, so that the mole can get all over the chicken, so that your chicken come out brown. Now make sure you let this cook for like an hour and a half. That way your chicken will come out good. Again, this is stewed chicken with brown gravy. There's before I get to 2 methods of actually cooking the stewed chicken itself, because we are at the cooking part, I just want to spread the browning all over the chicken. Now you have to stir it very good, and every 5 minutes just come back to the pot and make sure you are stirring the chicken. That's very essential to how the chicken comes out. Again, you guys see all the white meat here. You want to get the mole all over it. Now this is very difficult because you don't want to spill it, and that's why you want to be very careful to how you do it. Now again, it does look like caca, but it's just the coloring in the food. And this will actually add a little bit of flavor to the chicken as well. Now again, all the vegetables in here, like the tomatoes, the green pepper, the red pepper, and the carrots, are gonna dissolve into the stew. And we are cooking again the drumettes, which is the baby drumsticks. We're cooking a portion, which is part of the chicken wing, and we are cooking the chicken wing itself. You guys are like, damn, Jug, would you stir that pot? You guys don't understand, man. This thing is heavy.
Look at the brown.
Yeah, it's starting to spread right now. Just a little bit. And as well, once you stir, the oil will get to the bottom of the pot. Alright, now once you finish stirring, what's going to happen is you just cover the pot back. You just cover the pot back and let it cook for about an hour and a half. And just stir every 5 minutes, alright? There's nothing else you need to do but cook at this point. I just want to add one more thing, which is, if you want it to come out very, very stewy, which I don't like, if you want it to come out that way, just let it cook a little bit longer, and you will know it's finished when all of the chicken come off of the bones. You'll see that. But if you want it with the meat on the bone, like how it is right here, just a little bit browning, is just, just get a little bit brown, is just to cook it until it starts, the chicken will turn from white to brown, and that's how you know it is finished. And I'll show you guys the final product at the end. So let me cook this about for an hour and a half, and I'll see you back soon. Alright, so it's been about an hour and 15 minutes right between that wholesome chicken and that stewed chicken. Alright, so it should come out good. You just see the brown flavor in the chicken now. Now we're gonna test it after that as well. I'm gonna have my little nephew taste it. That way you will know if it's good or not. So let's take a look what's in the pot right now. And this is it boiling over. I can actually turn off the pot now. Don't forget, once you're doing this, guys, to turn down the stove at least 35-40 minutes in, okay? Mix it up a bit so you guys can see it. A lot of steam. This is fresh out the pot. Actually, this is still in the pot. It's not even out of the pot yet. You guys can see it has that brown flavor to it. That brown color, I should say. And that's your stewed chicken right there. You can see it good, babe? All right, now we're actually gonna put it on a plate for you guys and let my little nephew taste it. And don't forget, I told you the best thing to eat with this is the wet rice, and here it goes. We actually didn't use the crock pot. My wife actually used the stove instead of the crock pot to cook the white rice. So I'm gonna put this on the plate right now and let my little nephew taste it. I'll get right back to you. All right, what you guys are looking at right now is the final plate. You guys can see this is the stew chicken right here. Complementing it will be the white rice, corn, again my pickle, cucumbers and tomatoes. I will make another video about that. We got fresh lettuce on the side as well. So this is what a full plate looks like. All right, now we're gonna let my little nephew taste and we'll see what the final verdict is. But this is what your plate should look like right about now. All right, here goes my little nephew right now. He couldn't wait to dig his hands into the stewed chicken. Let me know how it tastes.
Amazing.
It's good? You like it?
I can finish this whole plate right now.
And there you have it. Evil X Juggernog, Chef Boyardee Jugs stew chicken. Until next time, if you want to see more cooking videos, let me know in the comment section, because there's a lot of stuff I can make as well, like pork, beef, chicken. You guys seen it right here. What else we got? We got turkey and stuff as well.
And lamb.
And lamb. So if you guys want to see those videos, let me know in the comment section, and I will definitely continue to make cooking videos. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe, smack that like button. You guys have a beautiful day. Peace.